wanted to do some cooking for you today and maybe give you some inspiration in the kitchen. And I also had a special request from my friend Maureen, so I thought I'd jump on here. And I'm trying to really see, okay, how can we use what we have? And so I'm going to try to give you some variations of that, but also, you know, we're all cooking a lot more right now, and one way that you could make cooking a lot more fun when you are cooking more fun is to change the condiments. So I want to share a couple of quick condiments with you, very seasonal, at least one of them is very seasonal and really delicious. So right now it's springtime, and there is a very prolific volunteer herb called lemon balm. And lemon balm is in the mint family. It's also called Melissa officinalis. It volunteers itself all over, so if you ever have it once, you're going to have it all the time. But it's a really beautiful, it's kind of a happy, lemony, just like its name. It smells lemony, it tastes lemony. I made a really nice batch of tea with it today. And I wanted to show you how to cook with it because it's everywhere. And you might not have it, but maybe even a neighbor has it, and you can find some locally. I harvested it, and I just put it in a glass with water just to keep it fresh till I'm ready to deal with it, because it'll wilt kind of and get sad pretty quickly. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take my lemon balm, and actually I'll do it up here, and I'm just going to cut and grab some of the leaves. So I'm just going to really rough chop it. I can use the stems too. And you know, if you bought a thing of basil, it would be like a bunch of basil that you would use. So, you know, it's about a bunch of greens, nice handful. And then what I'm going to add to it, I'm going to mix tahini in it. Tahini is sesame seed butter. It's about 1/3 cup of tahini. So I'm just going to pour that tahini over the top. So Melissa, or lemon balm, is really good for the nervous system. It's very soothing. It's considered a tonic herb, so it's, you know, you could have the herb, the tea on a daily basis. It's safe. It nourishes and bathes the tissues with its nutrients, so that's pretty awesome. And tahini is very high in calcium and other minerals as well, and it comes from sesame seeds, so it's got a little bit of protein. I'm just going to grate a little lemon in here, the zest, because that is also really good for the liver, and it adds a really nice flavor, as you know. And if you don't like lemon zest, then you can leave it out. And if you don't have tahini, you could just use olive oil, or you could use any other nut butter, or even just throw some seeds or nuts that you have already on hand. I'm going to cut my lemon in half, and then I'm going to, and I'm just going to squeeze the lemon in here. And I'm going to use the whole lemon. So what I found when I made this earlier, now that I squeezed this lemon and did this, you know, I don't have to just throw it away. I can also throw it and make tea with this. You know, I can really be resourceful. And I honestly love eating little pieces of the skin. It's really yummy. But I've got the lemon. What I noticed when I made this earlier to test it out was it was kind of acidic, and I needed to balance the flavors out. So in addition to putting a little bit of garlic in here, so I'm just going to put 2 cloves of garlic. I'm also going to put a little, about 1/2 tablespoon of honey, just to sort of soothe out the flavor. And let's say you don't do any honey at all. Another way you could sweeten it up just a little bit and balance out the flavors, like grate some carrot, and that would be another great way to do it. Then I'm going to just put a little, about 1/8 cup of olive oil. And here's my about a teaspoon or 1/2 tablespoon of honey. Again, just to round out the flavors. And then I'm going to blend this up. And then I'm going to have a really nice, whatever you want to call it, like a pesto or a tahini spread or a dressing. I could thin this out and make it even more thin and I can make it as a salad dressing. But this is a really great way to use a beautiful herb that's local and in the garden. It's growing everywhere. Like once you know what it is, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, that herb is everywhere. And there I have my pesto nut. Like I said, I just made it. So here's what it looks like. And I'm gonna actually just taste this batch and just see. Oh yeah, it's really good. So I could dip fresh vegetables in this. I was thinking tonight, cauliflower rice, and then put a little of this on top. I could thin it down into a salad dressing. I could do lots of things. And you know, most of the herbs that are out there right now, well, not all of them. Like there's a lot of poison oak, and that's obviously not edible. I actually even have poison oak right now. But the other thing I want to show you how to make is a coconut chutney. And this coconut chutney, I definitely give credit to my friend and colleague Deanna Batdorf for showing me this, and it is so good. So I have some shredded fine coconut. If you have bigger pieces, you can use those too, which I do, but I was going to make it with the smaller ones. So if you have the bigger pieces, but these are unsweetened, unflavored, just raw coconut. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is heat up my cast iron. You can use any kind of pot pan that you have. And I just made this ghee the other day for a cooking class I taught on Zoom for my friend Tirza's yoga teacher training. So I'm going to do a nice big tablespoon of ghee. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put in, I just put some mustard seeds and fennel seeds, about a tablespoon of each. And I'm going to just let these warm up in the ghee and toast. Now, the beautiful thing about fennel seeds is, you know, and the mustard seeds, they're both very digestive, especially the fennel. So I'm going to let those just do their thing for a minute, and they're going to marry in with the ghee, and they're going to get cooked a little bit. And it's going to actually soften them up and make it a little easier to eat. So you don't have to use the fennel seeds. The mustard seeds I pretty much always use. And then in a moment, I'm going to put the coconut in. Then I'm going to add a little salt. And then I'm going to have this beautiful, you know, little brown, toasty, delicious topping. In fact, I had a salad today and I put this on the top. So the whole thing right now with eating and cooking our food, sometimes, you know, we might be getting a little bit like not wanting to have to cook every meal and wanting to feel excited about our food. So a great way to do that is to add good condiments. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my coconut, my raw coconut here. I can hear my seeds starting to pop, and that's a really good sign that it's time to move things along. So I'm going to add my coconut, and that's about a cup of coconut. And I'm not going to walk away from this pot because I really want to not burn them. They're going to cook really fast. In fact, I'm going to get a dish to put them in because I don't want to leave them in here either. So I've got my coconut going. And again, this topping is so delicious on salads. It's so delicious. Well, it's really good in rice. And I'm going to add my salt. And I could even wait to add my salt, but I'm just going to do a little right now. And I can see it starting to brown. So now that it's starting to brown, I know it's definitely cooking. And I really don't want to overcook it. And oftentimes what I do here is I will just turn it off and let it keep cooking in the pan before I take it off. Another spice you can add to this, an Ayurvedic spice, is called asafoetida or hing. And it's a really hydrating spice and has a very unique flavor. So I've got this nice brown, as you can see, and I'm going to just put it into the plate, stop it from cooking, or the bowl. And now, what's so cool is maybe I'm going to have leftovers, maybe I'm going to have, you know, some of the same things that I've been cooking, but I can add these condiments to the table, and it's really going to make the flavors pop. It's going to make it more exciting, and that's really what, you know, that's a fun way to keep your food exciting, and what's in your you know, your meals exciting. And Maureen, I see you're watching. Thank you for the inspiration to jump on here and show you how to make this coconut. I hope you have either the little guys or these guys, and once you make them, you can store them in a little container. You don't have to put them in the fridge unless you're like, you know, not going to eat them, but I bet once you make this, you're gonna want to keep eating it often, and just eat it up, because it does have oil, and anytime we cook with oils and fats, it's good to eat them quickly. And then with this, of course, I'm going to store this in the fridge, and if I feel like I'm not going to eat it that often, I might pour a little bit more olive oil over it, and that will preserve it, and I can make it store for later. So yeah, so that's 2 recipes. I hope that you can give them a try and let me know how you like them, and thanks for watching.